Hey guys, so today we're going to look at the Bismarck. So for the Bismarck, you could run it using Franz von Hipper, and this would be a recommended loadout for Franz von Hipper. Very good options, very good choices, but this is the Bismarck, and the whole gimmick of this whole boat is based around its secondaries. So if you don't spec it for secondaries, you're really not taking advantage of the biggest strength of this boat. You gotta play it like a typical brawling German. So good day's work, because Brawler, I can assure you, is a very bad skill. The accuracy, that reduced range, particularly for a battleship, even for a brawling battleship, is a very bad choice. Here's a quick example for you. My Bismarck, already, with the reload mod, has 22.9 seconds reload. Now, this is with the main battery mod 3, okay? So, 22.9, remember that in your head, folks. Let's go switch over to Brawler. 20.6, so you're gaining 2.3 seconds, and you're losing, that was 15.6 after Brawler, 17.3, so 15.6, you're losing about nearly 2 kilometers, a little bit shy of 2 kilometers. So yeah, that's excuse me, that's really not worth it. Really not worth it. Sure, you're gaining 15% to be able to detectability range, but you do have a sonar. This is only for the few battleships in the game that have a sonar. It's increasing annoyingly, but there we go, we get sonar. And it's pretty good sonar. It's worth noting, 4.4 detection of ships. You can use it to kill destroyers pretty comfortably. With this brawling build, you have 5 heals, which really are put to good use. And yeah, I'll go over the captain build real quickly, and then I'll go over the modules. So good day's work, because as I explained pretty long there, Brawler is not a good option. I don't know why the skill's in the game here, this one here. I don't see a point of it. It doesn't make that much of a relevant difference over this one, so good day's work it is. Porcupine, because this is a love godsend for the Bismarck. Extra range, better dispersion, better grouping, everything great. Firefighter. One thing that Firefighter does is reduces the maximum fires to 3. You can get more than 3 fires in the ship. Firefighter does negate that. Also, it helps reduce your fire chance by a whopping 12%. So damage control reload time, always good. Duration, not that important, so really worth it. Massive mechanic for the additional heals. An argument can be made for properly meticulous, but I would rather survive and shoot more secondaries overall than shoot them more initially and die quickly. So you really use these heals if you're brawling in a right situation. Now, Fire is good. Don't get me wrong, Fire is not bad. I still think World Tour build is better. You get an improved heal. Okay, now you do get a reduction in heal there, but you get a 47% buff to your heal. It doesn't last as long though, but overall, you heal the same amount of health, or a little bit more, tad more, but faster. So would you rather get faster, shorter heals, or a longer heal that heals a little bit less? You know, something tells me you'd want the faster heal, you want more burst heal, burst health. You know, if you're at fire, you heal this, boom, all your heal is done. Additionally, you have this World Tour build secondary skill, which is the infinite healing if you're next to an enemy, a friendly ship. Obviously, very good. Base trait of auto, great. AP damage, wonderful. Secondaries, building for secondaries, Franz von Hipper, brilliant. And Kedroff for brawling situations. This is a boat that you want to get in a brawl situation with. That being said, you don't want to get yourself into a situation where you're crossfired. Crossfires are always bad, no matter what boat you're in. So yeah, you want to be playing like a cruiser midway for the game, and then once you've finished with your positioning, you can go into the brawl and get in there. You've got 5 heals, they are very useful, and you can take your time at the battle to use them. Anyway, without much further ado, I'll pass you on to the battle. I'll see you for now. So, Land of Fire with Division Mine Medieval here in the Zakazuki. Capture the base mode, that's fine for me, doesn't bother me. Land of Fire is a really good map for these brawling boats because you have lots of islands to hide, lots of islands to use, and yeah, you could really use it well. So, start the match, because he is my division mate, and he is the only destroyer in this game for on our side, he is well worth protecting. So, I'll be playing the escort service to the Akazuki because he's the only DD. Bismarck has plenty of tools at her disposal. She has this turtleback armor scheme, that is true, which makes her difficult to Citadel at close range, impossible to Citadel at close range, unless you have a deck Citadel, which means firing a shell over into the deck through into Citadel. So that can be done. It's not impossible to Citadel. It is hard to do, very hard. At close range though, you find them much more common, very more common, because then the turtleback armor scheme is negated. Now, I could go over the armor scheme, but I'll leave that for another video, I think, because this would be quite a long video indeed. So, Mogami. Bismarck accuracy is legendarily trolly, as you can see here. He did turn at the last minute, and that was a very good turn on his part, but, you know, I hit him, and I did not bad, but if it was a different battleship, I probably would have Citadel to him and ripped to a new one. Wichita, known for being horrifically broken and horrifically awful, and just like how disgusting the boat is. Anyway, I'm not going to go into this too far. Broadside Mogami though, I will shoot. My secondaries, by the way, are shooting back all these 3 ships. I'm wanting to give as much broadside as possible while angling, so that my secondaries can do the work. Actually set fire to the Wichita and disable gun turret. That is well worth my secondaries right now. Angling up fully, because there is also a Belfast. These are two radar boats and a Mogami. The biggest threats to my DD. So, yeah, see that. Indianapolis got the right idea. Protect him. If I can tank these cruisers who are distracted on me and have to deal with me, otherwise I could kill them, I'm being valuable asset to my team. So I'm running my sonar, because Mogami could have sent torps on me. Running my secondary consumable, I want to get as much damage as I can with my secondaries. There's the Mogami torpedoes. As much damage as I can with my secondaries as possible. Got 22 hits. These are all damaging hits, all 500 each time, you know? There we go. 700, I think that was there. But yeah, pretty damaging hits. So yeah, the reason I'm doing so well is because these things, these 152s and 105s, have got the German quarter pen, which can, for their HE, which can do exceptionally well penning battleships, and in this case, easily penning cruisers. So my guns aren't really doing that much. They're doing occasionally very well, but this is a Bismarck. Guns are very trolly. You just have to sustain. If the boat can sustain and last a while, you'll see the difference. Now the fire set by secondaries, decent chunk to the Mogami. Trying to sail away from the Belfast at the minute to try and focus more on this Mogami. And if the Wichita pushes in, I could deal with him with my front guns, or at least my secondaries. Heals popped off cooldown, use it again. I believe I've used 3 heals there, Citadel and Mogami. I have 15-inch guns, and I can overmatch the Mogami's armor, which is nice. He does have the torpedo set. My sonar is running for 5 more seconds. Hopefully I can turn my guns in time, using the locking guns feature and turning my boat, because if I was aiming, I wouldn't be able to turn as well. So, I'm going to turn my boat. Secondaries are really worked over this Mogami. Not sure if the team was helped out, but there's been a lot of secondaries that's been put to work in him. I've also Citadel'd him, I believe. So yeah, Wichita. Very tanky Wichita, okay. I can't overmatch his nose, that's true. But I can aim up in the superstructure, and I can try my best to actually get a turret disabling. Now, I'm firing what I have, switching to HE. Wichita does not like HE, I can assure you. Plus my secondaries are doing a fine job at working him over. Now, if he fired AP, that could have been a big problem, and that could have been a potential death on my part. But I wanted to turn around and get a perfect shot on his boat. So HE loaded. Unfortunately, he's given me a relative broadside, but HE it is. Decent amount of damage, building all up, shattering the HE as well because, you know, it's the Wichita. So yeah, keep an eye on him. Secondaries are working them over. I want to get behind island, cover and heal up again. I've been taken down to quite a lot of health there. For 3 cruisers peppering me pretty darn consistently. He's popped his radar to try and keep an eye on me. That's fine. Meanwhile, during all this time, look at the map. My DD has rightfully so fled because he's under the 2 radar cruisers and a Mogami. So yeah, I've been tanking and I've been dealing with these cruisers. That Wichita has been taken down quite a bit. I don't know if the Poltava at the back behind there has helped out. I believe they're trying a little bit to help out, but I believe I've done the lion's share damage here. 3 pens on him with a HE, 4 secondary hits, sets of fire. You know, the secondaries are really helpful. There we go, Poltava killed the Wichita for me. That was very nice of him. So yeah, I've dealt with that engagement. We've got quite a few secondary hits. 82,000 damage. I've killed 3 major threats to my destroyer. 3 major threats. Wichita is a major threat to everybody. Mogami is a major threat to battleships and destroyers. And Belfast, a massive threat to the everyone as well. I didn't kill him per se. I did enough damage to have someone else kill him, I believe. But you see how I used that island there to separate my fire there? I didn't want to take all the fire from every cruiser the whole time. I would rather take it, you know, intermittently, pick my battles more forth, because 3 cruisers spamming me, as you can see, ripped my health apart, but it's all HE damage, so I can heal most of this, you see? That's me using, I had 5 heals, by the way, so that's me using most of my heals, and I'm back up to nearly about half health. And I've still got another heal after this, I believe. Yes, one more heal after this. Let me just check, confirm. Yes, one more heal after this, and there we go. I can heal up to a little bit more than half health. So yeah, it was well worth tanking. Well worth tanking. Those could have been a major threat to our destroyer. Yeah, but you shoot me now just for giggles and you know what you call the phrase I'm talking about. For giggles and something else. Duke of York gave me a beautiful broadside. Hopefully I can capitalize on it. But as I say, this is a Bismarck. Accuracy is not a strong point. 2 shell hits out of my full salvo. 58,000 damage, good. For me, I don't know why, but I can never citadel British battleships, particularly the King George. I have no idea. And the Duke of York's got the same armor scheme, so I'm not expecting much really. Though I do have 15-inch guns, so I can overmatch the stern and bow of the Duke of York, so I'll keep at it. Now, their destroyer is actually going for our base, and it's not bad decision. Really, not bad decision at all. Now, I make a bad play here. Well, something I've been trying to tell people, and I'm struggling to do, obviously myself. Consumables. You need to use them whenever you think you're going to die, or when there's any risk of doing die. It's not worth prioritizing health over consumables. You should always use the consumable. Now, I should be running my sonar right now. I do not, though. Because I'm thinking, yeah, I'll be fine. I can tank with a torpedo too. I can dodge it. You know, I may not always be able to dodge it. It could be, he could go all right around to my side and torpedo me and it could be dead. Use the consumables. This is my mistake to you. I didn't do this, okay? I should have used my sonar right now. And I've not, because I'm thinking, I'm being a bit overconfident, I believe. After dealing with the Wichita, you know, you get that feeling. But I think I was overconfident and I didn't use my sonar. So, I'm going to pay for that. In the meantime, though, I'm going to pester this new Duke of York as much as I can. There's the torpedoes, and inevitably I'm going to take 3. Yeah. That's the. I had the tools to evade it there, and I thought, no, I'm going to save the sonar until he's in smoke and so forth. No, that was a mistake. Fortunately enough, though, I do have 1 heal left that I used it there. I've also got Will to rebuild. Will to rebuild is saving me because my friendly DT is next to me. He actually has no idea this Will to rebuild is actually proccing. He's like, what's going on? My secondary thing is turning on, and my sonar is keeping him lit up. If I had the sonar, there we go, taking out the close quarters expert secondaries. If I had the sonar running beforehand, I would have dodged those torpedoes and spotted it. So, you know, this is hindsight, the grand idea of using your consumables before you are taking damage. So yeah, being smart about it, using it early. So yeah, a prime example of the power of secondaries that have a good long range is if you stay alive, the secondaries will start to hit. They'll start to do damage. And with Bismarck in particular, they will do reliable damage. Fletcher did not know what was in him. I saved the consumable. It's usually a good idea to save the secondary consumable for a DD. You have two, and there's only one DD, so I definitely used it at the start to try and get as much damage as possible. If I didn't encounter the DD, or I really needed the consumable, I would have used it 100%. But that sonar was paid its dividends. The other sonar paid its dividends, and both secondary consumables were well used. I used all my heals, and I got well through to proc as well. If you are close to your teammates in the Bismarck, you can do some mighty good tanking. You're a very good tank. How to best counter this bolt is you aim for the superstructure. Go for the superstructure. If you go for the hull, you're gonna bounce. You're gonna bounce a lot of shots. A good idea of angling in this bolt as well is giving enough angle to think they can shoot your broadside, and then watching the shells just bounce off your hull. Make sure to angle up just enough that you feel that's a comfortable angle, because you don't want them shooting your superstructure. That is the most dangerous part of that. In a brawl, if you have enough health, say like 30k, stuff like that, you can probably afford to get broadside to get your broadside off, assuming the other boat is not German. This is the advantage you have with them. If you have a turtleback armor scheme as effective as a Bismarck or, like I say, a Scharnhorst, you're probably never going to get Citadel at close range. It's probably never going to happen. So yeah, I'm just pestering the Scharnhorst and what's left of this match here. Not much left of this match really, but yeah. You really want to give, you don't want to give broadside anyway, at all, but if you want to get all the full guns going and stuff like this, you're like this angle maybe, you definitely want to be risking it if the boat doesn't have the turtleback, if you know you can sink the boat with that salvo, you know. At point blank range, even the Bismarck would miss, you know. So even now, secondaries being used, secondaries are farming him a little bit, 4 hits. Considering he's nearly 10 kilometers away, a little bit less, they're not bad. Really not bad. Secondaries could still use a little bit more work in this game, I believe, but they're pretty good where they are. I'm pretty happy with them where they are. A little bit more accurate, but you know, you never know. I'm happy with what I got. So, Yoko's left. I believe he's AFK, or just hasn't been present in the battle, unfortunately, for his team. He could have been a threat, but meantime, we're just going to do what we can to him. So, Bismarck gun is incredibly trolly. Just keep firing, don't expect the worlds, and you'll never really be disappointed, really. So yeah, front guns did 4,000, back guns didn't even hit him. I believe he's even stationary, I don't even know. Is he moving forward? I can't just see. Secondaries are starting to land hits. Oh, there we go. First shell was from one turret on the other side, hit him, and the other shell from the other turret hit the a slightly different spot instead of held him. So yeah, 130,000 damage, 124 secondary hits, high caliber, Confederate, Dreadnought, First Blood, fireproof and close quarters expert. Prime example of the strengths of the Bismarck being used, and a wee example of it not being used properly. So yeah, hope this helps, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.